Hello friends! It's mid-June when I built this kit on the video because we're approaching the rainy half season of the year here. As you saw on the thumbnail, we'll be building this big boy here, the S Gundam, or better known as the Superior Gundam from the Gundam Sentinel novel. I am somehow kind of familiar with this line of suit. I've seen its MGEXS version and it's humongous to say the least, but I personally haven't read the novel though, so I'm sorry. Anyway, we now have the kit here, the HGUC MSA-0011 S Gundam. The box is surprisingly normal sized despite the suit on the larger side. So the front of the box shows us a clean line art render of the Gundam illustrated by once again B-Craft, and it's shown here that it was released in 2001. We also have the specs here under the name. It also shows the core fighter on this side. The bottom box showcases a fully painted kit, front and rear standing pose, a little bit of lore and the name. The side shows us the lineup number, which is 23. Top of the box shows us the probable gimmicks of the kit. We have the beam smart gun being held here. It shows us the backpack unit and the core fighter. Now let's open it up. We have our obligatory pamphlet. We are welcomed by 1, 2, 3, 4 plastic bags and the standard accordion HG manual with 4 leaves and 8 pages. 4 for the showcase and lore and 4 for the manual. Man, these illustrations are immaculate. The painted kits too. There's so much going on in here. Let's open these bags. Beautiful gray runners containing the joints and the weapons here. We also got the standard white runners here for the armor. Production batch is from August 2024. Surprisingly small stickers for something this big. We got some more pretty white runners here. Now let's open the bag containing the multicolored runner A. This bag contains a clear sticker. It's yellowing now though, so anyway, the 4-color runner containing the standard red, blue, and yellow Gundam color scheme, and a bit of grays on the corner. Now this kit is contained in a total of 5 main runners, and I am surprised that this kit contains 3 polycap runners and not the usual gray ones. It's black. So the manual shows us that we should build the arms first, so we'll do that. The shoulder contains 3 sockets, 1 for the body, and 2 for the appendages that both are sockets for ball joints. This wing appendage goes into that socket on the bottom part. The 4 arms contains the socket for the hands and a slot polycap for the bicep. The hinge is then obscured by this red inner gauntlet. I forgot to film the innards of this one, but you can do this to the wings on the shoulders. Completed arm looks decent. There's a lot going on in here, and we're just on the arms. Next on the manual are the legs. The thigh contains a socket polycap for the waist and a peg polycap to connect to the knees. The thigh also contains the connector of the side skirt, so it goes directly to the thigh instead of the usual, which is the waist. The feet connects to the ankle via ball joint where the feet has the socket. The lower leg contains a separate gray piece for the vernier cuffs and the ball joint. It also contains a polycap socket for the knees, where it goes like this. That's a long knee. This armor piece obscures the hinge on that of the polycap. The ankle guard on this model is also not your typical hinge joint. It is fixed and has this small opening at the center. The knees are double jointed but has extremely limited reach. Careful when you bend it too, it could pop off the joint easily. I'd say the head is engineered pretty well. The cut is on the center and the seam line here on top could be easily read of, and the rear seam lines would be obscured by the back part here anyway. I decided not to apply the eye stickers on this one. The body consists of this gray core that has the arm and the head connector, and it is sandwiched by these two blue armors. There is another joint attached to the side before the arm proper is connected. This joint will allow the shoulder to swivel forward and back, giving it a butterfly joint. The waist contains the peg joint for the body and ball joints for the legs. It also has no front skirt and the rear skirt is fixed. The backpack contains some form of small gimmick here. The gray part here are the propulsion units. The panels or flaps here are movable. The centerpiece here is the tail stabilizer where the propulsion units will be attached. These white rods are the beam cannons that will be attached on the side of the propulsion units. The stabilizer is articulated, moves up and down. Perhaps they initially planned this to be transformable. Now, the Beam Smart gun only consists of the dark gray parts like your typical beam rifle, and it's fairly long. Now let's put it all together. Here it is, the HGUC S Gundam. It's on the larger side. I think it's as tall as the Sazabi. Are you planning to buy this kit now? If this isn't sufficient, stay tuned for part 2 of this video, where we talk about the good, the bad, and the uglies of this kit. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.